What up, M Mechanics? It's your boy, the MMA Mechanic, and welcome to the garage. So check it out. Today, both Armin Sarukian and I want to know what's next. Okay, I want to know what's next for every fighter that took part in the UFC Fight Night event, Tatsuro Taira versus Hyun Sung Park this past weekend, and Armin wants to know who he's fighting next. I think it's hilarious, so that's why he's on the screen. He has nothing to do with this video. I am just petty. All right, so let's just jump right into it, guys. And before we do that, I do want to make a couple announcements. We do have the championship series, a continuation to the championship series this coming out this week. The second part. The first part is the downfall of our UFC legends. Again, this championship series is going to outline the qualifications to becoming the GOAT, and how we are going to decide who our GOATs are on our GOAT list. And yeah, again, I just think it's hilarious to have Armin on the screen because he doesn't know what's next. Oh man. Okay, so listen, we're gonna jump right into it, guys, and I'm gonna leave I'll leave a link in the description for the tragic downfall of our UFC Legends video, the first part to the championship series, so you can go ahead and watch it if you haven't done so yet. Jumping right into it, we got Pierre Rodriguez. Who do we want Pierre Rodriguez to fight? We are going to have her fight Denise Gomez. Both women coming off a win. Denise Gomez is in the top 15. Pierre Rodriguez is trying to get into the top 15. Pierre Rodriguez is now on a 2-fight win streak. She looked very good versus Ketlin Souza. So that is what we have for her. For Clayton Carpenter, nope, that's not who. That is not who's supposed to be on the screen. So we're going to give Filipe Bunes Clayton Carpenter. Okay. So I think this would be really fun scrambles. You know, we know Clayton Carpenter as an he's an IBJF world champion. He has a lot of accolades when it comes to both of these men have superior grappling on the ground. Scrambles would be crazy. Carpenter is also a 4-time national Muay Thai champion, so that'd be fun to see too as well. But I do want this fight strictly for the scrambles, and we haven't seen Clayton Carpenter since, well, we saw him in January versus Tagir Ulanbekov. So yeah, and before that he had 2 submission victories. I just think that the scrambles would be fun here, and so this should be what's next for Filipe Bunes. On to the next, we have Audry Pulyaev, and we're gonna give him Cesar Almeida. We saw Cesar KO Razak Al-Hassan in Dern versus Ribas card in January. I just think that this fight would be very, very fun. This is going to be a standing battle. We know Cesar Almeida is going to go in for the knockout. We know Audrey Pulyaev is going to go for the he's going to use his long limbs to try to get another body kick knockout or something like that. But I just think Cesar Almeida will be make it a real fun fight. Yeah, so I do want to see this one next. As for John Yannis, let's give him Steven Nguyen. We know Steven Nguyen just beat Muhammad Yayev, I think, on the Whitaker Dirty card. Steven Nguyen gets hit a lot, so that might be an opening for John Yannis. But I think Steven Nguyen's going to finish him just because he knocked Muhammad Yayev down at least 7 times in the first round. Showcasing his power, I do think that Steven Nguyen puts John Yannis away. I honestly don't think John Yannis should be in the UFC anyway. So this would be a second loss in a row. Let's get him out of here. On to the next. We have Rodolfo Viera. How fun would this fight be, right? So we know Bruno Ferreira beat Jackson McVeigh recently. KO'd him badly in the first round. And we know that Rodolfo Viera showcased some superior striking, right, on this card versus on this past weekend's card versus Tresean Gore. So yeah, let's just go ahead and put this matchup together. I think it'd be a fun matchup. I think after this match, listen, I think that should be good for Bruno Ferreira to get the victory like this. And if the fight goes to the ground, it'd be some fun scrambles. We know both men, have the ability to submit each other. Yeah, I think that this one should be next. It's a very fun fight, and yeah, it makes sense to happen next. Both men coming off wins. Yeah. As for Tresean Gore, there's another gentleman that fought on his card. His name is Nick Klein. He's on he's on a 2-fight loss streak. I think this one should be to see who stays in the UFC, to be honest. You know, Nick Klein just doesn't know how to take any damage. He gets hit once and he's done. You know, so I just think that this would be a good chance for Tresean Gore to kind of get back in the win column. But also maybe Nick Klein, you know, gets a win here. And Tresean Gore isn't the one that deserves to be in the UFC. So I do think that we put this fight together. They both fought on this past weekend's card, which would make sense for both of them to fight each other next, based on, you know, the circumstances that they're both facing here. All right, we got Rinya Nakamura. Who are we going to give Rinya to? Let's see. Rinya's 4-1 in his last 5. Let's give him something that would, let's give him Brady high stand, right? We haven't seen Brady since he beat Garrett Armfield in the Perez versus Taira card in June 2024. I don't know where he is or if something's wrong, but get this man back in the ring. Give him Rinya Nakamura. I think this would be fun scrambles on the ground. Garrett, the Brady high stand, I think was on like a 3-fight win streak, actually. Yeah, he was on like a 3-fight win streak before he just disappeared for like it's been over a year since we've seen this man. Not sure why, but let's get him back in there against Rinya Nakamura. All right, on to the next. We got, why is Garrett Armfield on the screen before? God, come on, man. All right, Nathan Fletcher versus Garrett Armfield. Both men need wins. I like Garrett Armfield. I like his boxing. I think this would be some fun striking for both men. Both men need to win badly. Yeah, I think this one's a fun matchup to make next, and it's what should happen, guys. So we'll do Nathan Fletcher versus Garrett Armfield. On to the next, we got Kevin Vellejos. Now, this one was hard. I was thinking Jack Jenkins. That would be a fun matchup on like the Perth, Australia card. But then I went with this one. I went with Mr. Sherrier. I think this would be a banger fight, man. Morgan Sherrier is like a guy that like I don't see going too far. I think Nathaniel would just beat him. I just think that he's still a good test though for Kevin Vellejos. We saw Morgan Sherrier go tooth and nail with Chepe. Even the Nathaniel Wood fight was a good scrap. I know Morgan Sherrier is coming off a win. I can't remember who. I do think that this fight it's a winnable matchup for Kevin Vellejos. And I think it's Morgan Sherrier is enough of a name to where it would kind of I won't say speed him up the division, but like it would give him a good setup, like maybe a Chepe next, or Chepe is probably gonna get a ranked opponent next. Yeah, maybe someone, you know. I'd have to figure that one out, but I do think that this is a good fight to make. It's next up for him, I think, up from a Danny Silva, increase in competition. Yeah, I think this one's a good one to make, man. Morgan Sherrier, I see this fight being a very, very fun fight as well. I would like to see it. We got Danny Silva. Who we got for Danny Silva? Boom, Austin Bashi. I think Danny Silva is going to be like a guy that fights prospects like a Kevin Vellejos and loses to him. Every now and then he may fraud check someone, but you know, I think Austin Bashi will go in there, take him down, control him, and either sub him or, you know, just control him for the whole fight. I think this is a good step up for Austin Bashi. It would give him a test too as well, because Danny Silva, you know, although he's not, I don't see him, you know, I'm not saying that he's a complete scrub and he won't go anywhere, but I just don't think he's gonna. I mean, he's gonna lose to guys like Kevin Vellejos coming up, prospects coming up, and you know, I think that Austin Bashi is the next guy for him. You know, it's a good test for both guys. Okay, especially for Austin Bashi. This really shows where he is. Yeah, I think that's next for him. We got Neil Magny and Elizeu, Zaleski, dos Santos. So let's give Neil Magny Chris Curtis, baby. Neil Magny just had an impressive win, okay? He had an impressive win, so this is warranted. We know that Chris Curtis also is coming off a win. Yeah, I mean, the battle of the unks. Who's it better? I think this would be a fun fight, man. You know, I think that both of these guys will try and do opposite things. You know, Neil Magny's gonna try and get in on the clinch, get takedowns, try and take his back potentially, and Chris Curtis is gonna try and keep the fight standing. I do think that Chris Curtis would probably, you know, finish him. But it's a good test. You know, Neil Magny did get a good win. He's not completely washed. So I think that's a good next test for Neil Magny. Then we have Elizeu, Zaleski dos Santos. Let's give him Gilbert Burns. You know, Battle of the Unks. This screen is the Battle of the Unks. Okay. I do think this is a good matchup. It'd be fun to watch. You know, some of the scrambles on the ground. I do think it'd be a fun fight. Yeah, I'd like to see the Battle of the Unks right here, baby. Next. All right, so we got Karol Rosa on the screen. We got Nora Cornolle on the screen. We know Karol Rosa got a win this weekend over Nora Cornolle. We are going to give Karol Rosa Mayra Bueno Silva. So Mayra Bueno Silva is currently ranked 8 in the 8th spot. She's coming off a 3-fight losing streak. She just lost to Jasmine Judovicis, Macy Sashan, and then, you know, before that was Raquel Pennington. So I think that Karol Rosa getting a win, you know, let's give her a step up, you know, the chance to climb the rankings. Nora Cornolle, let's do the same thing, but only in reverse. We're going to give Nora Cornolle, Jocelyn Edwards is coming off a 2-fight win streak. She beat Chelsea Chandler and Tamaris Vidal. Neither women are good at all, but either way, she's coming off a 2-fight win streak. Nora Cornolle is up the rankings, so yeah, let's do that because it makes sense. On to the next, we got Elvis Brenner and Esteban Ribovics. So Esteban, I'd strictly made this fight for him because he's very good. But also someone's not going to batter and bruise his face. You know what I mean? Thiago Moises. I like this fight. Yeah, I think this is just someone that, you know, a step down in competition for Elvis Brenner. He's just been fighting nothing but killers. Thiago Moises does have ability on the ground. You know, I just think that you know, he's coming off the loss to Jared Gordon. You know, this could be it's a winnable matchup for Elvis Brenner. I could see Thiago Moises winning it as well. So, yeah, let's just give Elvis Brenner a bit of a breather, man. He's been fighting nothing but killers. You know what I mean? So we need to stop doing that to him. Just give him a little break, man. Esteban Ribovics. Now, I like this fight because Ludovic Klein, right? So Ludovic just lost to Gamrot, who's ranked number 7. I think Ribovics is working his way up, man, to a ranked opponent. You know, to Ludovic Klein just lost to a ranked opponent, it makes sense, right? So give him Ludovic Klein. If he's able to win that fight, which is a very, very interesting fight. This is a very, very interesting fight because Ludovic Klein is good. He is good, you know, but so is Esteban, right? So this is a good litmus test to see, is Esteban ready to get a ranked opponent? Because, you know, he's becoming a fan favorite. Yeah, let's see if he can get past a Ludovic Klein, yeah? All right, Chris Duncan. Now this one, I was thinking, okay, is Chris Duncan ready for a ranked opponent? I mean, sure, he's very good. He's proven that. But I think the next guy's also been just right on the cusp of getting a ranked opponent. I think this is kind of going to see who's ready for it first. Mr. Mike Davis. I think this would be a very fun fight. Both guys are very incredibly strong. This would be a good test for Duncan. We saw Duncan utilize some striking. We know Mike Davis is just a tank of a man, you know. Very strong, able to take you down. Able to crack you and put you away. Very powerful. Both men are very powerful. Good grapplers. This would be a really fun fight to watch. Mike Davis, Chris Duncan. The next for either men would be a top 15 ranked opponent. Mateusz, Rebecki. Let's also give. Now, I didn't want to go too far down. I know this guy can crack too as well, but Judo was also on a losing streak too as well. I do think this is a step down from Chris Duncan. as far as competition is concerned. So, I was thinking the same thing for Rebecki and Elvis Brenner. Both of those guys have just been in constant wars in their last couple fights. And this one has the potential to be a war too, actually. So this is also another banger, you know, banger opportunity right here. So yeah, Mateusz, Rebecki, Drew Dober, I like it. All right, Tatsuro Taira and Hyun Sung Park. Brendan Moreno for Tatsuro Taira. I mean, it only makes sense, Uh, as far as who's above Taira right now, Bazi's obviously injured. Royval, I heard, is leaving the division. Kyle France just lost. Then you have Joshua Van and you know what I'm saying? It's those Joshua Van is what we're gonna fight next for a title. So I just think that what makes sense is the only other guy that doesn't have a fight in the division, Brandon Moreno, who beat the hell out of the guy that Tatsuro was supposed to fight. So this actually makes sense in that way. So I see, and this is a fun matchup too, man. This is another Brandon Royval type test for Tatsuro Taira. Brandon Royval has lived in the top 5 over the last 5 years. Similar to Royval. Brandon Moreno and Royval are 1-on-1 against each other. So this is a similar type test for Tatsuro Taira, and I like it next. Hyun Sung Park, the other guy that we didn't discuss on this card, Rafael Esteban. I think this should have been the rightful test for Hyun Sung Park. I think that he got, obviously, Tatsuro Taira's levels above him. Rafael Esteban is very good at grappling as well. I don't think he's quite the level of Tatsuro Taira, so I think this is a better opportunity for Hyun Sung Park to show us you must have forgot my 3-fight win streak. My 3-fight first-round finish win streak. Not that he would get the first-round finish, I don't think. But either way, this could be a you must have forgot moment for Hyun Sung Park. So I like this fight for him. And that is all I got for what's next for everyone, guys. Please stay tuned for the championship series. Big stuff coming this week because, we have to get to the bottom of this GOAT list that we are in works of making. So, again, guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the comment, hit the bell icon, share icon, and let's get it. We'll see you.